Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another video. Today I'm just gonna be ranking some FNAF games. I kind of want to do like a review video of one of these one day, just because I like FNAF. Yeah, not much to say other than remember like, subscribe, notification bell, and let's get into this. Five Nights at Freddy's 1. Why are there so many? So FNAF 1, I think I'll say A tier. You can't go wrong with FNAF 1. It started all. Like, we all know about Markiplier's iconic FNAF 1 video where he gets jump scared by Foxy. The first jump scare he ever experienced in FNAF, mind you. And it's such an iconic game. It changed the gaming like sphere as we know it. Indie horror games were now relevant. Indie games in themselves became more relevant. I just think FNAF did such a major change in the gaming space that it worked. The mechanics were well made. You had two different similar threats. You had Foxy, you had Chica. They came to the door, went back to stage. You had Freddy, who kind of roamed. He kind of went towards the door. He went back. He didn't go backstage, but he went like to a different area. You had Foxy, who you had to like keep an eye on. It was just a nice balance. There were problems where you could like just spam the same few like cameras, but it was just such a revolutionary game in total how gaming worked. And also it started like today one of the biggest gaming series, and it's just iconic. It's a well-made game and it puts tension. I'm gonna say A tier. FNAF 2. Now FNAF 2 is very interesting because I think it's both S tier and like lower tiers because I think it's definitely the most fun kind of like or most chaotic game with all the animatronics, but I think the reason I also want to lay it lower is because the first run I ever did the Five Nights at Freddy's 2, I died once. Because the thing with FNAF 2 is there's a very easy game loop this is the game loop. Flash from the hallway, check vent cameras, and no, not even that. The game loop is Y music box, put down camera, immediately put on mask, put down mask, flash hallway, put up camera, and that's a loop you can do and win the game. That is literally what I did, and I won the game. I lost once to Balloon Boy, and yeah, the game was just miraculously easy in terms of that. But I also feel like if you don't do that strat and kind of play it the more fun way, where it's like more risky, it's just like S tier. But I'll put B tier because it's, depending on the way you play, is either best for a FNAF game. FNAF 3, I'm gonna put B tier. Now hear me out. I think FNAF 3 in itself, the gameplay is not good. Don't get me wrong. I don't like the gameplay that much. However, the lore it brought to the series is incomprehensible. We know so much because of this game. We saw the bite. Others know it was not the bite of A3. I was thinking of the minigame where he plays Golden Freddy and give cake to the kid at the end of the minigame. We saw all this stuff. It was just incredible what this game was put onto lore-wise. Like, FNAF 1 and 2 had a good amount of lore, but FNAF 3 kind of, I would say, almost doubled or tripled the amount of lore we had to work with. The secrets in this game were great, and it was just phenomenal in terms of lore. In terms of gameplay, not so much, but I think I just have to give it the credit where credit's due. And I feel like the lore in FNAF is a bit more important than the gameplay itself, strangely. Now, FNAF 4, I'm put A tier. It is definitely the scariest of the FNAF games. The game, when I was a kid, I would go on like I had a Kindle when I was like really young, and then I would go onto like store because I play Angry Birds and Drive Ahead on it, and I would go on and I'd be like, I'll see FNAF 4 logo. I'd be scared as a kid. I remember I couldn't sleep after seeing just the logo. I was all scaredy cat as a kid. I don't know how I became a horror game fan. I mean, I could make a video about it, but like, I'll do that a different day. So I'm gonna put A tier. Especially the lore is so like crazy with FNAF 4 that we'll just never fully understand it. It will never be. I feel like there will never be a solution to the lore for FNAF 4. Always, because the lore is just changing. I guarantee the lore has changed so much for FNAF 4 since it released, and it's just amazing. And also gameplay's fun, and it's hard. FNAF World, I'm gonna put B tier. People hated on the game too much when it came out, because here's the thing about FNAF fans. They are strange people. If it's, or more like, if it's not what they want, they don't like it. That was very proven by MatPat. If they don't agree with his theory, even if he has some evidence to back it up, because he's not always right, and he admits that, but even if his theory is very sound, they'll be like, I don't like the theory. Sometimes they won't even have evidence to refute. They just don't like it, so they say it's wrong. And since FNAF World wasn't the type of FNAF game they wanted, they said it was bad. Even though if you play the game now, the game is actually like really fun, especially after the update that like changed the open world and the Halloween update. All that is very good. I forgot to mention the Halloween update for FNAF 4. Not much change, just like cool visual. So yeah. Sister Location, D tier. The reason I don't give it F tier is because it's very good YouTube. Like, I loved watching it as a kid, but playing it, I remember played it during class. I'm not gonna lie, bad student here, but me and a friend were playing it during class, so you could finish it first on our respective computers, and I think there's actually a point where I literally paid attention to class instead of playing a video game, which is crazy. To be fair, I'll say this, it wasn't an important class, it was like a downtime in Spanish that I had. Ultimate Custom Night, I think I have to give S tier. I know I said like lore is more important kind of, but Ultimate Custom Night itself is just an amazing game because it brings all these different mechanics in at once. Like, it can be, you can make it overwhelming to the point where you can be perfect. I just think what is created in terms of challenge, you see like 50, 20, blah 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 blah, like all these like challenges, and I just think it's a really cool like what it brought to community, and it's just very engaging. And what it's kind of spawned from this game, like people have made VR FNAF or VR Custom Night. They've made 500 characters Custom Night. They've done multiple things. I just think it's really cool that they've done what they've done. And yeah, it's just overall really fun gameplay because it's very constantly changing depending on how you want it to change. Pizzeria Simulator, I'm gonna put C tier because I think, okay, no, B tier. I don't like some of the gameplay sections, like I don't like some of the gameplay section 3. Like, the salvage things are pretty cool, but those like nights where you're in the event stuff, I just don't like those. I kind of find them boring. I'm not very good at them either, so I kind of lose a lot. But when I do win, I'm like, time for the fun parts of the game. But I just don't like them. Jump scares are terrible in this game, I say. If I'm not holding jump scares too much, but Custom Night had terrible jump scares. But to me, the gameplay loop was fun for Custom Night, so that's why it elevates. The jump scares in Pizzeria Simulator are just not good, and I just don't find that like night fun. I will say the Tycoon Sim part I like, all the lore in the mini games. I think it's really cool how animatronics that enter your building to pay for buy stuff of high risk and things. I think that's all cool. I like the different endings, and to this day, the canonical ending of FNAF Pizzeria Simulator will always be the hardest ending in any game ever. That speech is miraculous. Help Wanted, S tier. Help Wanted has some lore. It's not too much, but it's like, it's definitely more simple of the FNAF games lore-wise, which is fine. But the gameplay in Help Wanted is just phenomenal. You got FNAF 1, 2, and 3, which is really cool. But you got VR. Like, I think FNAF 2 was made significantly harder by it being in VR. Because you couldn't like you could use the cameras. The mask you had to reach over and grab it. You couldn't have it on all times. You couldn't press things. Flashlight was physical and stuff. I think it was made harder, so I think it elevated it. The jump scares are absolutely terrifying because of how the game is. It's VR, so it's kind of just in front of your face. FNAF 1, still FNAF 1, you have to reach stuff. It's really cool interacting. You had all these like cool game modes, like other game modes. It was just really fun. Okay, it's not on here, but FNAF VR 2, I would also say is S tier. It's very different from Help Wanted 1 because difference is it's like a bunch more mini games, but I think that's why it stands on its own a bit more because it's all these unique mini games you've never seen before, and it's also still really good. AR F tier. The game wasn't. I mean, the game was okay, but I wasn't like, ooh. The developers abandoned it, and microtransactions. Geez, they made EA jealous probably. And FNAF Security Breach. C tier. It's not as bad as everyone's saying, cause like I don't know. It was kind of a fun game without the glitches. Cause now it's and then Ruined was really good. I don't know. It wasn't scary. Actually, I'll put B tier. I will say I don't think I might still say I'm not rating these games because they're not like mainline games. Just rating like the mainline games and they are. But how much I'll say. Alright, thank y'all for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, notification bell, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye bye.